Call of Duty has just released a brand new gameplay trailer for Black Ops 6 Zombies, specifically Terminus Island. In this video, I'm going to be covering all those brand new details and some stuff that's also been related to this new video that was released on Twitter. There's a lot of stuff that we need to cover from this video, so let's get into it. And before we really dive into this video, I'll give you a quick heads up that this will probably be longer than my normal length of videos because there's so much to cover, and that I'm not going to cover everything in this video. We're just going to be focusing on the brand new trailer. I'm going to have other videos coming out very soon discussing all the additional information that is not just related to Terminus Island, but everything Black Ops 6 Zombies. Now that being said, let's dive right into it. Throughout this new gameplay trailer, we get so many confirmations of things that were speculation and things we didn't even think that we were getting, such as brand new traps that we didn't even think were possible, and brand new field upgrades that were only speculated until now. And above all else, we need to talk about the sheer size of this map first, because apparently it's the biggest map we've ever seen. Throughout this trailer, we can see very easily three different regions. The very starting region that is the very beginning of the trailer, the second one where there's all these different test tubes, very scientific looking area, and then the team is riding on a boat to what looks like multiple different regions that look like island tropical regions, which of course makes sense. They're in the Philippines on an island themselves, and they look very comprehensive. There's a lot of stuff going on in each region, so I think this really is the largest round-based zombies map we have gotten so far. Now, as great as this map size is, you gotta start thinking about the stuff around the map, such as the trap system. Now, traps have always been very unique to zombies, but these tentacle traps are probably one of the more unique ones because it's basically a Mangler inside of a vent that eats up zombies, which is so cool to see. We then very quickly see the brand new cannon trap, which is very promptly named the Void Cannon Trap. It's a very large dark ether cannon that sucks all the zombies up into it like a Gersh device. Now, I know a lot of people don't normally use these traps, but I think they are quite helpful if you like to do high rounds, or if you just want to see what the actual mechanic looks like. These two look amazing to use. Now, leading off of the things that we get to use on the map, we have to talk about the mutant injection serum that allows you to turn into a Mangler for a certain amount of time. Now, for how long that certain amount of time is, we don't know. We're going to have to wait to see either reveal or when the gameplay actually comes out, but this is an amazing tool that we get to use, and I want to know how we get it ASAP. I hope it's not something that we get to bring in. I hope it's something we have to unlock or maybe even build inside of the Terminus Island map, but we're just going to have to see. But the sheer fact that we are able to do this is so cool to me, because this has never really been something we could do outside of Shadows of Evil, where we could turn into one of the Margwas. Definitely one of the major points for me out of this entire trailer. I just talked about something that was really cool that was brand new, so let's talk about all the other really cool and brand new things that are coming specifically to Terminus Island, like the brand new wonder weapon. This brand new wonder weapon is called the Beamsmasher, and it looks like an adult version of the Wunderwaffe. This faster gameplay that you're seeing now is directly off the brand new blog post off of callofduty.com, and it does a great job showing what this thing can do. It has two individual firing modes. One is the primary, which is a solid beam that you see emitting from it, and the second one is actually basically a sound wave that comes off of what looks like a small satellite dish. These sound waves actually slow down the zombies, making them an easier target for you and your team. It wouldn't be a new zombies game if we didn't have an awesome wonder weapon, so I'm super excited. It's something we haven't seen before. Now, something new but also leaked that I'm also very excited for is the brand new field upgrade and ammo mod that is surrounded around shadow type damage. Allow me to explain. This brand new field upgrade and ammo mod is going to act just like any other ammo mod or any other field upgrade. They'll do something very unique that will assist you in some certain way. For example, a brand new field upgrade called Dark Flare shoots a giant beam from something that looks like a smaller ray gun and deals shadow damage to everything in front of you. Now, the ammo mod called Shadow Rift does the same thing and deals shadow damage, but it also has a chance to spawn a black hole, which warps zombies to a nearby location and drops them from a very high height at high speeds. This information that is shadow damage is important because I'm sure there's going to be a brand new enemy type that is very weak to shadow damage, just like previous major enemy types, mini bosses if you will, are weak to certain types of ammo mods and certain damage types. So I'll be interested to see which new enemy that ends up being. Speaking of new enemy types, there are a lot of new and returning enemy types for Terminus Island, and I'm sure also for Liberty Falls. Of course, we're going to have the regular zombies, the regular bipedal shufflers, the zombies, the regular ones that run after you, some of the heavily armored ones, and of course a very classic one at this point, the Mangler. But then we're also getting the real nasty new ones like the vermin on Terminus Island that explode from zombies' heads and turn into these spider-looking monstrosities. We're also going to have the parasites, aka the bugs, that have been around before, but these look a little bit different from what we've seen in the past. But then we have the ammo gams, a brand new enemy that is just absolutely disgusting to look at. On side of the blog post, it gives a good description of what these things actually are. You actually could probably already already see, this is a combination of several different bodies, just a bunch of different body parts coming from locations that really should not have them, and have been described to try and absorb you and other zombies, probably a different way for it to heal itself while we're actually fighting against it, into its own body. Horrifying doesn't even begin to describe this thing. Now, if the spider and the 8-foot deformity isn't enough for you, you also have to deal with this giant worm as described in the blog post, spewing acid everywhere it goes. Now, to be fair, in the blog post it literally calls this thing the tentacle, and also states that it's probably possessed by a proto-intelligence of sorts, aka something is controlling this thing or is part of something much larger, which in all honesty kind of makes me more horrified of this thing than I am the amalgam that's combined of 5 different people. So honestly, if the regular zombies weren't enough, these things, these freaks of nature, just make everything a little bit more worse for us to deal with, but at the same time it's going to make this that much more enjoyable for us to go through to try and complete the main Easter egg for Terminus Island. I wouldn't be surprised if we see some of these, at least a few of these new monsters on Liberty Falls map as well, but we'll have to see. Now, to help round out the new stuff inside of this trailer, we have to talk about the brand new perk, Macchiato, which is displayed for us inside of this trailer, and how you actually get to use it and what its actual effect is against zombies. And it makes it very simple inside of the blog post. It literally says replace weapon gun butt with a deadly punch that sends enemies flying. That sounds good to me. I'm definitely here for it. And another thing that comes with Macchiato when you get to augment it or upgrade it inside of the new systems of Black Ops 6, which I'll go into detail in my other video, you will get to pick different ways that this perk actually affects zombies. So inside of the blog post, they showed the minor augmentation that they picked and the major augmentation that they picked to give you an idea of what can happen with this. Overall, this perk is going to be amazing to use in addition to all the other perks that we know are already coming back, but that's more in the other video as well. And finally, we have to talk about the fact that at the very end of this trailer, we get a sneak peek of Liberty Falls, the other map that we know almost next to nothing about, but we do get to see some of the features that are coming with it. Some we already recognize, like the jet gun, but we don't recognize anything about this really dark, creepy portal that is clearly getting us into the dark ether. And in the blog post, we also get a sneak peek of a Mangler just outside of that exact same gas station we got teased inside of the trailer, which looks like a different set of armor from some of the other photos I've seen of Terminus Island, but we're again just going to have to wait and see on August 28th when we have COD next. We can only speculate so much from this small teaser of Liberty Falls, but we can see it's clearly in a war zone. A lot of stuff's on fire, things are breaking down, a gas pump is about to explode, we have the jet gun raring to shoot some zombies, and this dark ether portal has so many more questions than answers that we're obviously not going to get answers for until we actually get the game. COD Next does take place on August 28th, which is not that far from the release of this trailer, but I can only imagine what we're going to actually see in Liberty Falls and how big this map is actually going to be. We're just going to have to see, but I have really high hopes for it. As a huge Call of Duty Zombies fan, this is the kind of stuff that we've been waiting for years, to go back to the original round-based zombies map with all these different Easter eggs, all these different items that we get to explore and unlock as we play through the game. This looks like a giant W in my opinion. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments, and let me know your thoughts about this trailer overall. Again, I think it's a fantastic idea that they sent it out ahead of time and before they even showed multiplayer, which I think says a lot. If you guys enjoyed this video or found it helpful at all, make sure to hit the like and subscribe buttons. It goes a long way, and make sure to ring the bell because we're going to be covering every single thing about zombies, Black Ops 6 Zombies, as it's coming out. So again, make sure to hit that bell. Once again, I hope you guys found this video helpful. I'll catch you in the next one.